Boom. Not worth it. Bloodborne is hard. Real hard. Not only will it ruin your new pair of Wrangler jeans and get you hopelessly hooked on the blood of British people, but the only shred of in-game guidance offered to our tongueless protagonist are the obituaries left by your fellow hunters, which, unsurprisingly, being from gamers, are about as useful as a Dark Souls shield against bear arms. Walk forward, thrust here, try tongue, butthole. It's all quite uninformative and absurd.
This game's impossible.
But of all these soul-type games, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Your Soul, Bloodborne is undoubtedly the most accessible to your average gamer, despite it being a PlayStation exclusive. Bloodborne is the bridge for filthy casuals like myself into the still yet scary world of the Soulsborne franchise, a window into the deep dark waters of a FromSoftware title, filled with pig prostate exams, coked up college students, and British people. It's like if the wardrobe to Narnia sent you to Lovecraft's London instead.
Not worth it.
Bloodborne was my introduction into the paradoxical labyrinth of Hidetaka Miyazaki's mind, brimming with subtle yet powerful stories and gameplay-driven life lessons that will break your controller and your heart without using a single cinematic, which is the mark of great game design, writing, and the beast.
What have I become?
Bloodborne actively encourages and rewards a more aggressive, fast-paced style of play with mechanics like rallying and blood vial addiction, which provide the player more flexibility in their hunting. You can hit without having to quit, which paired with the more aggressive, frenzied enemies creates a perfect storm for bloodshed, making Bloodborne the best Souls training ground for filthy casuals like myself, because we've always been taught throughout childhood to swing or shoot first and ask questions later.
Wait, am I the bad guy?
Where other Souls games hand you a shield and say, try not to die, Bloodborne hands you an axe and a pea shooter and says, okay, seriously, try not to die. And this aggressive stylistic change can symbolically be seen in the hunter's attire, adopting the lightweight, revealing clothing of the Victorian era over the defensive, prudish armor of the medieval age. But although this dual-weaponed approach initially seems kinda like overkill, I can't help but get killed over and over and over again.
I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong.
And although Hidetaka Miyazaki has aligned Elden Ring more with Dark Souls, I still think Bloodborne, for the aforementioned reasons, is definitely the best waygate for new or curious gamers to enter his treacherously beautiful worlds filled with demons, dragons, and depressed people.
You got any Xanax?
But ultimately, saying Bloodborne is the most accessible Souls game is like saying an ollie is the most accessible skateboard trick. It's technically true, but you're probably gonna break a few bones before you can master it.
Is it bad?
The boss fights are as brutal as ever. Like, I still have night terrors about Father Gascoigne. Amygdala really gets my amygdala going, and the in-game camera is about as spooky as a cyberpunk NPC.
Ugh, go back.
But to truly appreciate and further understand why Bloodborne is the perfect introduction to death addiction, we really need to dive deeper into how FromSoftware's counterintuitive approach to game design not only changed the industry forever, but managed to create an entirely new genre of game, rated G for go fuck yourself. This series has been so impactful on culture that X is the Dark Souls of Y has become common verbiage. For example, Taco Bell is the Dark Souls of fast food because you ain't getting through the night without ruining another pair of pants.
Why do I sleep in pants?
As the gaming market continues to expand, the appeal of reaching a larger and larger audience remains tantalizing for both developers and publishers. Many companies must answer to shareholders, and this creates an inherent tension between artistic expression and commercial viability. Your boss just doesn't want to hear about your desire to make a game about a cat. Okay, maybe he does, but by trying to appeal to a larger audience, you inherently risk your current fan base. Think McDonald's trying to do salads, or the Red Cross giving away cookies.
You know why I'm here.
In gaming, we saw this with Call of Duty attempting to be Titanfall, Madden attempting to be FIFA, and Activision attempting to be EA. Everyone is just copying everyone else. Trend chasing has become the trend, and it makes sense. Everyone wants to be successful. It's human nature. Monkey see, monkey do, especially if it's an expensive loot box full of poo-poo.
You want to buy another loot box?
And yet FromSoftware found success in the most unlikely of places, the ashes of failure, because through the development troubles of Demon's Souls, Hidetaka Miyazaki was able to fully commit to his creative vision regardless of its commercial viability. Because the ship was already sinking, the freedom of failure liberated him to just get weird with it, like really weird with it. And by defying common wisdom and going against the grain, FromSoftware has slowly cultivated and transformed their unique niche style into an industry giant by focusing on a small, underserved market of players, the hardcore gamer.
I can't breathe.
People who relish in challenging, unforgiving, yet fair gameplay that promotes critical thinking, adaptation, and a willingness to fail over and over and over again. And that's just not your average person. These people clearly have a death wish, and I get it. Our dreary world makes Yarnum look like Narnia by comparison, and I am still trapped in the closet. And by not trying to appeal to everyone, FromSoftware has spoken to a few and created a dedicated and passionate fan base that not only loves their games, but actively engages and evangelizes for them. They want and encourage their friends and family to play it. Like, I know what I'm getting my mom for Christmas, and that's the most powerful form of marketing, word of mouth. For some reason, I trust my friend slightly more than Todd Howard, and I can't imagine why.
16 times.
And this is the power of a single difficulty setting. It creates a cohesive experience and therefore a cohesive community because everyone is engaging with the same world. The experience, although varied, for each player contains consistent threads, enabling memes and mutual understanding. Beating a FromSoftware game becomes a badge of honor. It puts one in an elite class of player and forever gives them gamer bragging rights, which doesn't mean much.
Yeah, so I beat the Bloodstarved Beast on my second try. You beat your meat for the second time?
And I'm not saying having an easy mode is bad, it's just a different goal. You're trying to diversify experience to capture a larger audience. It's just different R1 strokes for different folks. Not everyone wants to get butt blasted by a Hydra.
Speak for yourself.
But it's not just targeting a niche, sociopaths, that make FromSoftware special. They've been honing their skill set for over 20 years, and it shows. Each new iteration challenges the player in new ways, tweaking mechanics, and genuinely pushing the envelope of player expectations without ruining the core experience. Remember, your audience wants to die, so the last place you'd want to send them is like a Buddhist temple. Never mind. So you don't want the player to be bored with the product, but you also don't want them to feel like they're playing the wrong game. Like, I thought I bought football, and this is a very difficult balance to find and can make or break a franchise.
It's surprisingly hard to break.
And these years of experience are what make FromSoftware games impossible to replicate. There are a slew of Souls copycats, some better than others, and FromSoftware has created a competitive advantage out of perceived disadvantages. By focusing less on expensive cutscenes and motion capture, they can allocate more resources to crafting the world and creating rewarding gameplay. The distinct lack of music serves to enhance their desolate ambiance, and then, when that Cleric Beast soundtrack starts bumping, its impact is devastating in the best kind of way.
I think my amygdala just popped.
These are creative development cuts that on the surface would seem like a disadvantage, but through masterful game design and world building, they actually become advantages because they make their product unique and difficult to replicate. and many have tried. Bloodborne is an amazing and unique experience, and if you've never played a Souls game and Elden Ring has piqued your curiosity behind its massive, girthy hype, then I can't urge you enough to give Bloodborne a shot, as it's a great introduction for filthy casuals like myself into masochism. It's the best kind of addiction, and every Saturday now looks like this for me. No, no, no. Tempting. Perfection. What the? God damn it, GameStop. Well, at least it came with my complimentary hunter's note. Let's see what Rug Muffin's got in store for me. Try tongue but whole. Oh, hey, what's up? The video's over, but if you enjoyed, consider commenting and liking, because the algorithm really likes that. Shout out to the patrons: Manderson, Perkadirk, Piles, Ilya Fadiv, Jay, Zachary Dow, Rubbery Rubin, and Lionsteiger. I'm sure I pronounced those all correctly, and you have a great day.